The Sharks just put up a poor performance in Philadelphia. There's no other way to explain it.
You're Locked On Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, welcome to Locked On Sharks, the premier hockey podcast covering your favorite team in the Bay Area. My name is JD Young, caretaker at The Reef, also the co-host of Locked On NHL. I want to thank you for making Locked On Sharks your first listen. Proudly part of the Locked On Network, the number one sports podcast network, where we cover your team every day. And if you want to be an everydayer, all you have to do is just follow along wherever you get podcasts. And of course, you can watch on YouTube as well. And today we're going to be breaking down the Sharks 4-1 loss to the Flyers, where everything looked hard. So we'll talk about just kind of how hard everything was in this game. We'll talk about the defensive issues that really stood out, including debut of a new running bit. Plus, we'll dig into the numbers of this game. So before we get to all that, do want to let you guys know that today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. If you want to be right in the middle of the action this season, visit FanDuel.com and place your NFL live bets all season long. So, lackluster, disjointed, poor, like break out your thesaurus, because I think that's the best way to describe this game. And I think that's where you have to start, where just everything looked hard for the Sharks in this game. Nothing was easy. Credit to the Flyers, who are a very good grinded out type of team. They're going to come to play every night. They're going to bring their hard hat and lunch pail and all that type of jazz. But and the Sharks are definitely more of we're trying to be more of a high octane offensive team, right? Especially with the superstars or budding superstars you have. But then when that doesn't work for you and the offense can't, get going off the rush and do cool things like that. You see performances like you had tonight, where the Sharks, they just don't have, especially offensively, they don't have that change up, right? Or that other way that they can play and feel like that they can generate offense. And again, not every team does that. Like, great teams do that. That's why they're great teams. Like the Colorado Avalanche, right? If you want to get into a track meet with them, they're more than happy to get in a track meet with them. If you want to try to grind it out and get into a puck possession game, guess what? The Colorado Avalanche, they can do that. And that's why they're the best team in the NHL right now. And the Sharks just don't have that other gear, right? Where we don't have our A game tonight. We don't even have our B plus games tonight. We have a B game where we're gonna have to kind of grind it out, keep the puck a little bit longer, try to get just try to kind of grind out some goals here. The Sharks just don't have that right now, and I think tonight was one of those games where they just couldn't make simple plays, right? How many times did you see passes that were just off, or guys get a pass and it hits them in the right in the tape, and then it bounces in a weird way? And just one of those nights where they just couldn't do anything right. And very much sideshow Bob, stepping on the rakes. And credit to Nedeljkovic, who kept the Sharks in this game. And it's not like Nedeljkovic didn't have a stellar game or anything like that, but he did enough to, he did his job tonight. But the Sharks just couldn't get out of their own way. And I think that was the most frustrating thing about this game is you could see the plays starting to form and feel like, okay, the Sharks are going to maybe start to get back into this game a little bit, right? And they would do they would try to, make this cross ice pass or try to kind of dangle through three people. And tonight just wasn't their night when it came to any of that. And again, like credit to the Flyers who made life really hard for the Sharks, where, they played with a lot of structure and they were just able to possess the puck and make the Sharks work for it. And the Flyers jumped out early and got up on the shots early and, just really put the Sharks on their heels. And they just didn't have like I said, they don't have that counter yet. They don't have that change up. They don't have that, whatever pitch you want to use, where like if things aren't going their way, what else can you do for me? So I don't want to get, worked up about one game, because especially with the way the Sharks are playing right now, where it's very like roller coastery, right? Where it's, one game they'll play great or they'll look great for stretches. And the next game it's, the bottom falls out. And that's part of the learning to be a good team and learning to be a playoff team is how do you consistently bring at least a B game where you have a chance to win night in, night out. And, for the Sharks, it feels like if they don't have their A game or if they can't stick to their plan of like, just keep it close and let's hope that our special player can do something special. It's just not there for them. I think is the best way to put it. So, but right, we've talked about this is a tough stretch, and maybe there was a little bit of a letdown after a nice win against the Canes. Maybe both teams, like I talked about in the preview, both teams looked at this game as a potential must win, not must win, but potential like we could win here type of game. And what was very kind of even game, and I think is just the Flyers came to work today and the Sharks didn't come to work. And a lot of effort plays where 50-50 plays, and the Flyers just won those puck battles and got to the puck first and just made things happen. And there was plenty of I'm not going to try to pick on one person, but there we'll do some of that in the second segment here, but this was very much a team effort loss where there just wasn't a lot of effort from a lot of people. And I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow's practice is going to be a lot of effort connecting, those type of things. Because I think that's what was missing tonight. It's just guys not making a lot of effort. And some guys like Mario Ferraro, I thought had a good night tonight. You saw a lot of effort from Ferraro. Ferraro's trying to start something. Ferraro's trying to, he's trying to create and, he's trying to get things going. But if Mario Ferraro, again, God bless Mario Ferraro, not my all-time favorite player, but if he's the guy who's kind of your best player on the night, it's probably not a good night for you, to be honest. It's probably not going to be a good night for you. And I think it's fair to say Mario Ferraro was one of, if not the best player for the Sharks tonight, unfortunately. And this is what happens, right? It's just, they're not a deep enough team for them to just be able to, not have their top guys kind of being at their top of their games and expect to win a lot of games, unfortunately. So, we're going to talk about some of the defensive issues which plague the Sharks tonight, especially in a game where your offense isn't doing much and then you're making more mistakes. We'll debut a really dumb idea I have. And then, of course, we'll talk about the numbers behind this game as well. So we'll get to all that here in just 1 second. The holidays are amazing, but it can be very easy to get overwhelmed fast. Travel, gifts, parties, year-end expenses. It's easy to lose track of your money this time of year. That's exactly why Monarch has become a game changer. If you want to keep your finances under control this holiday season, you need to be using Monarch, rated Wall Street Journal's best budgeting app of 2025. Monarch is the all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your financial life together in one clean, simple dashboard. Holiday spending can be overwhelming, but that's where the holiday spending category comes in. You can see exactly what's left in your gift and travel budget in real time. Monarch makes money check-in simple, just a minute or two each week, and you're completely up to speed. So don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONNHL at monarch.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarch.com with code LOCKEDONNHL. Plus, I'm really excited to tell you about my favorite pair of jeanswear brand, Doer. I've been living in the performance denim straight jeans, and honestly, they completely changed the game for me. I love my Doer jeans because, one, they look good. It's very important that your jeans look good. And two, they're super comfy. They have 5 times the stretch of traditional denim. They feel stretchy, but they don't look stretchy, which is very important. Doer combines classic jeanswear style with the kind of comfort and performance you get from athletic wear, the best of both worlds. There's a reason why they call them the world's most comfortable pants, but don't take my word for it. Go check out a pair yourself. Doer just opened a store right here in Hayes Valley, so you can feel the difference firsthand. Go check them out on 567 Hayes Street. Mention our promo code LOCKEDONSF in store to get 15% off your first order. Or check them out online at shopdoer.com/LockedOnSF for 15% off. That's shopdoer.com/LockedOnSF. All right, before we continue, of course want to thank you for making Locked On Sharks your first listen of the day. Thank you for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network. If you're a true diehard Sharks fan, the everyday or all access tier is built for you. You get one-on-one text access with me, where I will text you about whatever's going on with the Sharks. You'll have all access episodes. You get a special episode just for you every week, an exclusive newsletter, and 15% off discount to the Locked On merch store. Head over to lockedonsharks.supercast to join the Everydayer Club and unlock all access. You can also find the link in the show notes. All right, so defensive issues continue to be a problem tonight. And again, when your offense isn't going, you have to really tighten down defensively. And the Sharks just could not do that, right? And you saw the Flyers get some odd man breaks or guys get open. And we have to debut our new thing. So, as we're over the 30-game mark with the Sharks, and I think we have a big enough sample size of one John Klingberg where every game of his fits into 2 categories, where it's very surprising he had a really good game or he had a poor game, right? And there's really no in between. There's no just meh John Klingberg games. It's one or the other. So I'm debuting the O Klingberg scale. And tonight was a O Klingberg, where he was, yes, he had a really nice pass to set up Colin Graf, but a lot of just poor effort for him. And not including the empty net goal, he was on the ice. And again, I'm not a big plus minus guy because a lot of stuff can happen, but he was on the ice for the 4 goals leading up before the empty netter to make it 4-1. And it was a lot of it was Klingberg not doing great stuff. Right. And I know there's the funky goal that bounced off Zegras, and Sam Dickinson is right there. And poor Sam Dickinson is kind of stuck in the spot of he's stuck in no man's land of you could tell I'm going to try to play the puck. It hits Zegras' shoulder and just drops right in front of him or drops right in front of Christian Dvorak. Right. And credits Dvorak, great move there. And Sam Dickinson, I'm going to play the puck right here. I feel like I can win the puck, and the puck makes a funky bounce. Klingberg back checking there, just not great effort, right? And the backbreaker goal with, of course, it's Klingberg and Leddy both on the ice at the same time. You cannot let that goal in. Yes, do you want Alex Nedeljkovic to make a save there? 100%. You would like Alex Nedeljkovic to make a save there. But also, Alex Nedeljkovic has been saving your bacon for the first 2 periods, and is the reason why this game was, actually, like, the Sharks were in a position to maybe steal this game. And Klingberg and Leddy just letting the Flyers just walk in and just get a shot off with 10 seconds. Like, you just got to hang on for 10 more seconds and get out of the period. You go into the period down 2-1. Okay, let's lick our wounds. Yes, things aren't going our way, but right, 1 goal and we're right back in. Like, this game is tied, and we can easily steal a victory here in a game that we probably don't deserve. But tonight was definitely a Klingberg performance from him. And again, it wasn't just Klingberg tonight. Like, everybody didn't have like a great performance. And a very interesting aspect tonight was Dmitry Orlov, who only played, again, Dmitry Orlov, who's been like one of the top Sharks usage, he only played 15:55 tonight. Got 22 shifts, but played 15:55 tonight. Like, Orlov's usually like 20 minutes, like, among the team leaders in time on ice. So I wonder if, especially with Askarov being sick, right? Askarov was out. I wonder if Orlov maybe wasn't feeling 100% tonight or something, and they tried to maybe limit his shifts a little bit, or if he got benched or something. Like, even looking at it, like his shift chart, there wasn't like any massive gaps. So like in the second period, he only played 4 minutes in the second. Like, so he started the game with over 7 minutes. He played 4 minutes in the third and under 5 minutes 4 minutes in the second and under 5 minutes in the third period. So interesting there with him. Wonder again, maybe he's not feeling great or something, but just interesting, especially with how much he gets utilized, and for him to have that low of an ice time tonight. A lot of short shifts from Orlov. So silver lining, though, Sam Dickinson tonight playing with those minutes up in the air. Sam Dickinson playing over 17 minutes tonight. And if you listen to yesterday's episode, we talked about how starting to gain a little bit more trust here. So, and Dickinson, I don't think had a perfect game, some kind of fumbles and mistakes and stuff like that here, but you saw him continuing to activate and be aggressive and just looking more and more comfortable. And again, like, right, if we're gonna have somebody make mistakes, I'd rather have the 19-year-old make mistakes than the 33-year-old defenseman make mistakes. So, but if when the offense doesn't have anything going, you got to try to lock it down. And it just felt like a lot of issues tonight. And whatever Mukhamedulin did or hasn't done or whatever, Ryan Warsofsky, you got to get over it, because he's clearly one of your best defensemen, and you need to treat him as such, because Nick Leddy, John Klingberg, whatever, like that duo out there, just again, go watch all the goals that were given up and who's usually on the ice for said goals. Again, not a big plus minus guy, hate plus minus, to be honest, but you can directly correlate those guys' errors to the goals that were given up. So yeah, tough night for old Klingberg tonight. So we're going to dig into the numbers of this game, look at how the Sharks offense just could not put anything together, look at the lines, all that fun stuff. So we'll get to that here in just 1 second. NFL Sundays move fast, one big play, and suddenly everything feels different. That's what makes live betting with FanDuel so exciting. You're not just watching the game, you're reacting to it in real time. With FanDuel, you can place bets on the action as it unfolds. Every drive, every momentum swing, every highlight moment. Live betting is the best when the game starts to shift, a receiver gets hot, the defense tightens up, or the momentum flips after a turnover, FanDuel lets you jump into the moment. Again, Christian McCaffrey, anytime touchdowns. Feels like if the Niners are going to win games, Christian McCaffrey probably going to score some touchdowns, and he's also #good. And again, I still like the Darren Waller anytime touchdowns. I know it's probably going to be an ugly game against the Steelers, but I think Waller has got one in him. So if you want to be right in the middle of the action this season, visit FanDuel.com. Place your NFL live bets all season long. FanDuel, the game moves fast, and so can you. All right. Again, I want to thank you for making Locked On Sharks your first listen. Did Locked On Sharks make your Spotify Wrapped? If so, prove it on social media. Secure a free month of our brand new Everydayer Club. Just tag our national Locked On Podcast Network account on any social platform, and they'll drop you a code. Remember, you have to tag a Locked On Podcast. So not just Locked On Sharks, even though I love it. Let the national, they are the ones with the codes. So be one of the first to join the Everydayer Club to get favorite show ad-free and exclusive access to a members-only Discord channel. All right. What did the numbers say in this game? They were ugly. 50 minutes of 5-on-5 time, 50 to 28 shot attempts in favor of the Flyers. All these numbers are going to be in favor of the Flyers. 64.1 to 35.9 Corsi 4. Actual shots at 5-on-5, 24 to 13. 28 to 15 scoring chances. 12 to 8 high danger chances. 2.39 to 0.98 expected goals for in favor of the Flyers. Like, if the Flyers were like a upper tier above type of team, and I think this Flyers team they're on their way, right? And they've kind of, they have some interesting guys, but if this was, like I said, upper tier type of team, this is like a 6-1, 7-1 type of game. And the Flyers I think they were, especially in the third period, happy to just kind of park the bus, knowing this Sharks team just doesn't have anything going tonight. So, and especially the first period, right? 27 to 10 shot. Like the Flyers took one less shot attempt at 5-on-5 in the first period than the Sharks had all game long. 27 for shot attempts for the Flyers. The Sharks had 28 the entire game. Not great. Not great there. Again, 14 to 13, 14 shots on goal in the first period. The Sharks had 13 all game long. 17 scoring chances. Like the Sharks, the Flyers' first period was better than the entire Sharks game here. Like that's how great of a performance that they came out and just laid down. And again, a little bit more kind of talented team. This is a 7-1 type of performance. So the Sharks probably actually got lucky that they were in this game for as long as they were. Looking at the numbers, so for the lines, Kurashev, Dellinger, Gaudette played 11-25, 5 to 16 shot attempts, 2 to 4 actual shots, 0 to 1 goals allowed, 0.11 to 0.25 expected goals for, 2 to 7 scoring chances, 2 to 2 high danger chances. So, Kurashev and Gaudette had a couple of chances, and Dellinger had a golden opportunity, couldn't bury there. You would like to see this third line maybe get a little bit more scoring, but again, this line though, Smith, Celebrini, Graf had a rough night. 11-24, 4 to 18 shot attempts, 2 to 13 actual shots. Did have the goal, the Colin Graf goal. Great passing from Smith, great pass from Klingberg there, but 0.24 to 0.91 expected goals for, 4-11 scoring chances, 1 to 5 high danger chances. Like, this line got their lunch taken, and I think that this shows how much how important the Celebrini line is. If this line cannot generate consistent offense, look what happens. And the Sharks got their lunch money taken from them all night long by the Flyers. And again, one night, one night. I still like the idea of this line, and I'm interested to see if Warsofsky keeps it together going forward. I know they got the goal, but for the most part, they got their lunch taken from them. So Eklund, Wenberg to Foley, 10-12, 7-10 shot attempts, 2-6 actual shots. Did give up 2 goals. 0.27 to 0.79 expected goals for. 4-8 scoring chances, 0-5 high danger chances. So, like, this is if we at the beginning, right, we talked about trying to, grind out a goal. This is the line that you're looking for. If your top guys aren't doing much, can you grind out a goal for me? And this line that you're hoping to grind out a goal, and they just really couldn't get anything established tonight. And again, goes back to the nobody could do a simple pass to start this game. So. And then Goodrow, Stop Check Reeves played 640, 2-3 shot attempts, 1-0 actual shots, 0.01 to 0.08 expected goals. Like, this line was just kind of doing not much out there. So I do wonder if you looked with Jeff Skinner out tonight. And again, I know Skinner hasn't scored recently, but he has gotten a lot of quality chances as of late. Does Skinner get an opportunity? Like, does he come back in and then you maybe put down like Ostapchuk, or not? Maybe take Ostapchuk out, or do you slide Gaudet down to the 4th line to get Skinner? Because I do think Skinner was, in his 2 games back, was impactful, even if he wasn't scoring. I think you saw a little bit more flashes with him. So I'd like to see Skinner back, and especially against a Leafs team that can score, and they're starting to kind of get their game going here. So I'd like to see Skinner back in there, and especially with how putrid the Sharks offense has been as of late. Getting another a guy who I think is overdue in Skinner, not the worst idea. At least I don't think it's the worst idea. So for Nedeljkovic, 26 saves on 29 shots in all situations. Gave up 3 goals. Expected goals against was 2.95. So again, he did his job tonight. 897 save percentage, 310 goals against. 7 high danger saves on 9 high danger shots, and 7 of 8 mid danger, 10 of 10 low danger. So B- game from Nedeljkovic. He did what he was supposed to tonight. Again, do you probably want to save at the end of the second period? Probably, but he kept your bacon out of the fryer for as long as he possibly could. So I'm not pinning this game on Nedeljkovic in any way, shape, or form. So again, just a lackluster performance, I think, from the Sharks, and we'll see how this team responds. This is, like I said, it's been a very up and down kind of couple weeks for the Sharks, and I would like to see them play with some consistency here. I think that's going to be a big word you hear probably from Ryan Warsofsky here, is just playing with some consistency. And, again, get Skinner and Mukhamadullin back in the lineup without taking out a young player like Dickinson. So we'll be back tomorrow. So make sure you guys are following along wherever you get podcasts. And of course, you can watch on YouTube as well. Follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok at Locked On Sharks. Go check out Locked On NHL Game Night. After this, it's great, especially for nights like tonight where there's a bunch of games. Way to kind of check in on where everybody's doing around the league. Follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky at MyFryHole. Till tomorrow. Bye, friends.